Now at 6, the Make-A-Wish Foundation grants a Webb City boy the trip of a lifetime. We're going to hear from him. Plus, Joplin Home Loan Company hosts a reception to present checks to nonprofits. And we're going to show you a new and exciting addition to the KOAM Skywatch weather team.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Missouri lawmakers have approved a bill that would give former state inmates who were proven innocent larger payments if they promise not to sue. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. The bill removes the provision of a previous law limiting payments to cases where innocence is proven solely as a result of DNA analysis. This bill is signed by Governor Mike Parson. Inmates who are cleared in a case brought directly to the courts or by a prosecutor seeking judicial review of a conviction would become eligible for the payments. The bill increases the per day amount from $100 to $179 and bumps up the allowance for annual payment by nearly $30,000 to $65,000. But they'd have to give up their right to sue the people who put them behind bars. A group of voters and religious leaders have asked a federal court to strike down Arkansas's 2021 U.S. House map as unconstitutional. They say it dilutes the influence of black voters in the Little Rock area. The lawsuit by 3 Pulaski County voters and the Christian Ministerial Alliance is the third that's been filed since 2021. It challenges the Republican-led legislature's decision to divide a portion of the Little Rock area among 3 House districts. The redistricting plan moved thousands of predominantly black voters out of the 2nd District in central Arkansas by splitting up heavily Democratic Pulaski County. Republicans hold all 4 of the state's U.S. House seats. Authorities are investigating the cause of a fire that heavily damaged a Webb City home today. The fire started just after 9 this morning in a house on the 800 block of East Fountain Road. The resident was not home at the time and no one was hurt. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy reporting from home today. Doug.
Hey, Dow. We've been seeing another pretty nice day on tap for us. On the Kansas and the Oklahoma side, we have had some scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the afternoon. So half the area has been getting rain. The other half hasn't even had a drop throughout the afternoon into the evening hours. These are going to kind of settle down over the next hour or two, but we still have some showers out there from Iola, Yates Center, down toward Fredonia, Chanute, and very scattered across southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. So where there have been clouds and showers, temperatures a little bit cooler, right around 70 degrees, but still 76 in Carthage, 80 in Anderson. As we go through the overnight hours, again, a hit and miss, isolated thunderstorm, especially after 10 o'clock, but most of you will end up staying on the dry side. Evening planner looks pretty good as we drop back through the 70s into the 60s. Of course, we're going to look toward the holiday weekend here in just a bit.
See you soon. A Joplin High School student's back in town after representing the school on the international level. Anna Barnhart is a junior at JHS with a penchant for science experiments. She spent dozens of hours working with mice, studying how various diets impact simulated Alzheimer's disease responses. That work has won her the MSSU Regional Science Fair and several other awards. It also earned her a spot in last week's Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair in Dallas, Texas.
I would actually just like to say kind of a thank you to my sponsor, because I think it's so underappreciated how much she did for me. She sat in a lab with me and collected mice poop for 20 hours twice. And that's something I just don't think a lot of teachers know how much work goes into this program, and I think it's something I will forever be in debt for.
Only 1,800 students from around the world are invited to that science and engineering fair. A Webb City elementary student is getting his dream Disney vacation thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has details.
Make-A-Wish surprised Abel McRae with a trip to the happiest place on earth, Disney World.
I feel like excited, like I wanted to go so bad.
The announcement happened during Abel's in-school assembly at Mark Twain's elementary school in Webb City. Almost all of his classmates had no clue about his condition.
First off, I was gonna get on some rides, get to the water park and all kinds of fun stuff.
Abel was born with a heart condition that only developed half of his heart. By 4 months old, Abel received a heart transplant.
You know, the excitement of that, just all the struggles that they've been through as kiddos, to be able to grant something for them, to give them some excitement, some joy, you know, something to look forward to is a great feeling.
Brooke Shanks is one of 5 wish granters in Southwest Missouri. She loves giving back to kids in her community.
He was in the Webb City School District. I have 4 kiddos in the Webb City School District here. I've granted wishes in the Joplin School District, Carthage School District, Carl Junction School District, but this is my first Webb City, so that's really special to me.
Reporting in Webb City, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Since Abel received his heart transplant at 4 months old, he's been healthy and active. The Giving Branch of Flat Branch Home Loans in Joplin today presented checks to some nonprofit organizations and one individual. The philanthropic group usually receive requests for donations, and this month they received several from the Joplin area. So in return, they held a reception for the recipients. The Giving Branch presented checks to Jackson's Badgers, Fostering Hope, Abide Missions, Inc., and Bright Futures of Joplin.
We started the Giving Branch in 2019, and what the Giving Branch does is it helps individuals and organizations in our community with maybe special needs or certain situations.
The Giving Branch also presented a check to one person. That check went to Elizabeth Drowning of Carthage. Elizabeth, or Libby, learned she has an aggressive brain cancer. The Giving Branch donated $50,000 to help cover her cost of living, medicine, and travel expenses. The employees of Joplin Workshops won't let anything stand in their way. KOAM's Kerry Worthen has more.
There's really no limit to what they can do, and in fact, one of the things we say, our ability is greater than our disability.
Well, the first time I got this job, it's kind of like a new experience. It makes me feel pretty good.
Mark Ardelin is just one of 42 employees working at Joplin Workshop.
We just got a wonderful crew of individuals that seem to never have a bad day. They care about each other and work really great completing projects for our customer.
The workshop opened in 1966, where they have been employing developmentally disabled adults.
I do different stuff around here, like do bolts and put the small bricks in church pouches all together. All different stuff that I do around here.
Jeff Jones is the executive director of the workshop and says there's no limit to what his employees can do.
You know, I've done this the past 13 years, and the things that I think are difficult, they knock it out of the park, and you know, and some of the simpler things we might struggle with, but we still find a way to get it done.
It's a very neat place and stuff. Even the supervisors are nice.
In Joplin, Kerry Worthen, KOAM News.
Joplin Workshops is located at 520 South Michigan Avenue in Joplin. Still ahead, weather tracking at KOAM is about to get a brand new tool, a really cool one. We're going to give you weather information in a brand new way. We'll tell you about it. Plus, a Southeast Kansas company celebrates 20 years of service to the community. Tank Connection today celebrated 20 years in the Southeast Kansas community. It's an employee-owned storage tank manufacturing company. The company had a luncheon where the founders of the company spoke to employees.
Well, I think for us, it's the fact that we're employee-owned. We're very much a family-oriented business. We want to support the community. Our shared purpose with this business is to create generational value for our shareholders and our employee owners.
The luncheon was at Tank Connection headquarters, 3609 North 16th Street in Parsons. We have a brand new tool to help keep you informed of changing weather conditions. Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy has more.
There's a new addition to the KOAM Skywatch weather team, going the extra mile to keep you and your family safe during hazardous weather. This is the new Skywatch Storm Tracker. The Storm Tracker can go live anywhere, anytime, allowing our team to give you an up-close look at severe weather as it rolls through the region. Equipped with multiple cameras, you can ride along with the Skywatch team live on air, online, on the go, through our YouTube page and on the KOAM Plus app. The Storm Tracker keeps our team in the field connected live to our forecasting systems at the station. This is an all-new resource. It does more than track severe weather.
We'll bring live, up-to-the-minute reports on flooding, snow, and any other hazard you might face to keep you ahead of the storm. Safety is our top priority for the communities and our teams in the field. The storm tracker won't be driving into paths of tornadoes. It will track where the weather is, where it's going, and how it affects your day.
And you're going to get the chance to check out the Storm Tracker in person. The Storm Tracker and Skywatch weather team is going to be at Roper Kia Mitsubishi on Friday, June 16th from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. More chances to see it or be announced at a later time. Doug Hetty is up next with his complete forecast. And a little bit later, the Columbus boys baseball team looks ahead to opening day of tomorrow's state tournament.
Of course, we have partly sunny skies for us today. We did get some showers, some thunderstorms that really popped up across southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma as we have gone through the afternoon hours. And still, we have some isolated thunderstorms out there right now, but just a lot of clouds. Overall, it's turned out to be a pretty good evening. You can see these storms are actually lifting back toward the northwest, which is very atypical for this time of the year. A little bit more common once you get into the summer months, but most of us drying out right now. We do still have some showers from Yates Center over toward Eureka, up toward Burlington and Garnett, and then a couple little thunderstorms have popped up in parts of Benton County, and these are going to push into Delaware County, maybe even Ottawa County here over the next 20 or 30 minutes. We haven't seen anything severe, but we've had some stronger storms with a few of these pushing through, even a couple showers just to the south of Bartlesville. Where you haven't seen the rain, temperatures are sitting into the mid to upper 70s to near 80 once you hit Anderson, and then a little bit cooler where the clouds and the showers have been sticking around Iola, Neodesha, Chanute, down toward Independence. Outside right now, here's 7th and Range Line sitting at 74, northwesterly winds at about 5 to 10. Through the evening, if you want to get out, it looks pretty good. We're going to slide back through the 70s into the 60s, and I think eventually most of us will bottom out right around 60 degrees later on tonight. But any showers, any thunderstorms that are still out there, most of these are gone. We may get an isolated one after about midnight, but I really think most of us stay dry as we go through the overnight hours. We're going to stop at the noon hour tomorrow, sitting at 80. So warming up, we should go into lower 80s during the afternoon, but again, very similar to today, we're going to have those isolated to scattered thunderstorms popping up southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. So we're going to keep our eyes on that as we get into tomorrow afternoon. And again, once we lose the heating of the day, any thunderstorms that do pop up will be gone tomorrow night. And then Friday overall looks pretty good. Again, still a few isolated little thunderstorms trying to pop up. But I think as we head into the weekend, at least Saturday and Sunday are looking pretty good and mainly dry. All right, 7 a.m., 61, 81 by noon, high temp right around 83 degrees as we get into Thursday afternoon. Let's look into your holiday weekend. If you're hitting the lakes or creeks, streams, a little bit cooler, only into the mid-70s Saturday, but it's going to be a nice day. I think Sunday overall looks pretty good. We get into the upper 70s, and then we're going to get some thunderstorms back in the forecast by the time Memorial Day rolls around itself. 83 tomorrow, 80 on Friday, a little bit cooler as we head into the weekend, but fantastic. Saturday, Sunday, and then pop up, hit and miss thunderstorms once again most of next week, but our temperatures really start to warm up, getting into the upper 80s late next week.
Doug, thanks. Hey, when severe weather strikes, you're going to want to stay informed, and you can do that by scanning this QR code. You can do it right now. It's going to take you to the KOAM News Now YouTube page, where our weather team will live stream during severe weather events to give you updated information. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Still ahead, the Liberal Bulldogs aim to move on to the Class 1 state semifinals. And the Columbus Titans hit the road to Manhattan for the 3A state tournament. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
Well, tomorrow is the opening day of high school state baseball and softball tournaments in Kansas. We have 9 local teams fighting for state titles this week. On the baseball side, the Columbus Titans are back in the 3A state tournament for the second straight season. The Titans hit the road to Manhattan earlier today. Columbus is the 2 seed in the 3A bracket. They face Bishop Ward in the first round of the tournament tomorrow at 11 a.m. For Columbus, as I mentioned, this is their second consecutive trip to state. They finished as the state runner-up a year ago. So they're excited to have the chance to go back to Manhattan and finish the job this time around.
They're ready to go. You know, last year, first year, you know, it was a little nervous. Practice went okay. This year, after going 1 year, you know, they know their drill. They're doing the same routine, and practice has a little more intensity, and they're ready to go play.
It'd mean a lot because we were there last year. We saw what it was like for them to win it, and to bring home that and to represent our community like that would mean a lot.
These seniors, you got 11 of them, and that definitely they're ready to go up there and try to win this time.
Well, big one tonight on the diamond in Southwest Missouri. The Liberal Bulldogs host St. Elizabeth in the Class 1 state quarterfinals. This one just went final a little bit ago. Liberal falls in a good one, 6-4, so the Bulldogs finish the season with a 19-12 overall record. Well, St. Louis Cardinals are slowly creeping back toward 500 the last few weeks. The Cardinals have won 12 of their last 16 games to get to 22-28 overall this season. Now, tonight, St. Louis on the road against Cincinnati for Game 3, their 4-game series against the Reds. That game actually going on right now. Cardinals already down 4-0 in the bottom of the second inning. We'll have the latest from this game, and hopefully it gets better right here tonight at 10. Now in the American League, Kansas City Royals finish up their 3-game series with the Detroit Tigers tonight. Two teams have split the first 2 games of the series. Tonight's game begins in about 15 minutes or so. We'll also have the latest from this one right here tonight at 10. So this is going to be a busy weekend for us for local baseball and softball. 5 local baseball teams, 4 local softball teams in Kansas playing in state tournaments over the next 3 days.
That's impressive, isn't it?
I love it. Love to see it.
See if they can come back with some state championships. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Why Joplin Public Library members will need to fill out new registration forms to continue their account. Plus, Joplin Schools host a final walkthrough of Columbia Elementary before it's demolished this summer, and why the FTC is launching an investigation into the recent baby formula shortage. Those stories, a lot more. It's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Now, Doug Hattie has a final look at the weather.
All right, we're going to have a few isolated little showers still out there over the next couple hours, and then most of us dry. We'll dip back to about 60. 83 tomorrow, some pop-up thunderstorms again, but mainly dry heading into the holiday weekend.
Doug, thanks. Final sports notes.
I told you Liberal fell in the Class 1 state quarterfinals tonight. We'll have highlights from that game and hear from the team on such a great season for them. You know, district champs, great finish, 19-12 record. We'll hear from the team on that right here tonight.
Reason to be proud, for sure. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.